Okay, so the one thing you have to understand is, and the reason why you might be struggling right now is because you're not applying the three basic foundations of a great negotiation. Okay, and so if you want to convince people to actually be better and get involved into the sales call, so I mean, these people don't know you. You are literally a distraction in their day. So if you pick up the phone and you chat to them, they really don't want to chat to you. So you've got to do something out of the gates that really is like, oh shit, okay, I'm going to listen to this person for the whole call. And so the problem that you have first is your three different levels of your negotiation is first your introduction. Your introduction has to be strong, it has to be fast, it has to have high energy, right? It can't just be like, hey there, how's it going? You know, like that typical, you know, when the bank phones, you're like, hi there, Mr. Roux, it's great to meet you. You can't have that kind of voice tone, you have to be very high energy. Like, hey man, hey, listen, how's it going? Great to speak to you. Because they get 50, 80, 90 calls a day. They make 50 calls a day. So if you just have the same energy that everybody else has on the phone, they won't listen to you. They'll put the phone down. So that's ultimately what you're not really understanding right now. So when you're going to punch it, you've got to be like, hey man, this is me, right? Great to chat to you. The reason I'm actually reaching out to you is this. Okay, so that's your intro. It has to be high energy. It's got to be to the point. It's got to have a punchline. Okay. Now, how you transition out of your intro into the second part, which is your pitch, is the reason for my call. Or before we get a hold of ahead of ourselves, the reason I'm calling you, it's always that. And then you transition from your intro straight into your pitch. Now, for the pitch to work, you've got to get the customer to join the conversation. If the customer's not joining your conversation, you're screwed. Because ultimately they're going to zoom out and say, well, I can't talk right now. And they're going to put the phone down. Or I've got to go, you know, my mother's calling, or Bucky got hit by a car, whatever. So you've got to understand the concept that, so when I transition from my intro into my pitch, it's kind of like, hey, listen here, Carla, right? This stage, right? Before we continue, the reason actually why I'm calling is, I'm just trying to find out how many salespeople do you guys currently have? Or tell me, what's your biggest challenge right now in this? Or tell me, what have you heard about this? The reason I'm asking a who, what, where, why question is, it forces the client to now not ask me a question, but answer a question to get him involved. Even if he says, sorry man, what's this about? Then you're just like, hey man, sorry y'all, thanks so much for actually asking me. Go back to your intro, high energy. So the reason I'm calling you is just to find out about, tell me this, tell me that. So you're trying to identify an average problem in the business. And if they answer you, you're in the call. So the pitch is about creating a certain amount of fear. Okay, so scared and fear is two different. I'm not trying to get the customer scared. I'm trying to create a fear of loss, a fear of missing out, a fear of missing the boat or not understanding what's happening in the market. Because once I can identify a fear in the business, that's when they're going to say, okay, cool. So what do you guys do? So that's usually when you know you've got them. They're going to ask you a question like, so how does it work? So what do you guys do? So how would we continue the thing further? So how would, what do you guys cost? Those questions are all questions that means your pitch went really well. That's actually a really good way to understand this. If you're not getting questions from your client, okay, then you got a really, really big problem. Now, once you switch from your intro over to your pitch, right? And then you like asking questions, having good conversations, they're going to give you some objections like, hey man, we haven't got the budget right now. Brush past it. You say, man, right now this phone call is free. I mean, you didn't cost anything. If they ask you, well, how much does this cost? Well, it's free. And then you're like, how do you mean it's free? Well, I'm not charging you anything for this call. We're just having a conversation to see if my product or service will actually help you. So tell me quickly, and then you go back into your who, what, where, or why question. Why? Because you gave information. Now you don't want to create a space where they can object you. So you have to then ask a who, what, where, or why to pull them back into it. Otherwise, you're screwed. Otherwise, when you say to them, oh, you know what, it's free. And they say, how's it free? And you answer them by saying, well, this call is free. Now that dead silence right after what I said, that's where they give you objections. Yeah, nothing in life is free. You know, there must be a hook somewhere, because you need to transition out of what you give information straight into a great question. That's a technique you need to master. And so when you're jumping on the phone today, your problem right now is your brain is telling you, I need an appointment, I need an appointment, I need an appointment, I need a sale, I need an appointment, right? And so you don't become better. So what I'm trying to do is when I jump on calls or I'm into meetings, I'm trying to get a really, really good meeting going by doing a great introduction. High energy. Yes, man, great chatting to you. Use words like amazing and fantastic and incredible, right? Because that shocks people's mindsets. But listen, before we continue, the reason I'm actually calling you is this, and then transitioning to your pitch. Pitch, ask really good questions, and if they give you answers, ask questions about those answers. So your pitch right now is broken because it's company focused, right? And at the moment, if it's company focused, your problem is, or product focused, your problem is the customer doesn't give a shit about your product. I mean, fuck that. They don't want your product. The customer cares about their business and their products. And so your call has to be their company. Listen, dude, no matter what we do, tell me what you guys are doing. Okay? Where is your biggest challenge? We are here to help you. If we can't help you, this is going to be a great 2 minutes that we both wasted on our lives. But if I can help you, I can save you 20 years of problems. So tell me, where is the challenge? So you've got to be really specific on their company and not what we do. And if you can do that, you're really good. And then ultimately, end off with alternative close. Okay? So if a customer is asking you a question like, how does it work? Well, tell me quickly, before we continue, right now, I first have to understand from you guys, are you looking at, doing this, or would you like this? Would you like to set up a meeting for this and we'll have a formal chat, or for this time? So always end with your alternative close, okay? Because otherwise you're not going to nail them down. So that is the basic breakdown of a great negotiation or a great cold call with a client or a great meeting with a client. You have to have a strong introduction, really strong pitch, convert that pitch into fear, that they fear that they're going to lose something or not get something, and then ultimately transition that out into your alternative close, where you close the client down with giving 2 options. Don't give 3 options because the customer has to go think. Don't give 1 option because the customer is going to yes and no. That's the basics that you may be not doing right now.